Hello everyone. It's still Wednesday, March 6th. It's 11, just a little bit past 11. We were going to initially just do a video on our candy tests. So we were told this candy was sour, and it's not. It's definitely not sour. But it's got a good flavor to it.
It's okay.
Sometimes
Medicinal.
some of the flavors can be medicinal. Now this stuff right here, there's two colors. There's a dark brown, and then you got a light tan. This is kind of more of a caramel fudge taste, and this is your typical kind of fudge taste. I thought it was very good. The other candies that we've had before is hazelnut Snickers. Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be definitely bringing back like 30 of them when we go back to the U.S. because obviously we're going to eat like 10 of them on the flight home, and then we'll hand out the rest. But it was funny. We got back here, I'd say around 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we were going to shoot this video, and within minutes of putting, the soup on the stove to start kind of finishing that up, we got a little visitors, I guess you could say. Makitar Manoukian, he's originally from Armenia. He went and trained in Kazakhstan, and he won 2 world titles and Olympic bronze for them. And his nephew and some of his friends, his sister, some wrestlers came and visited us because Makitar told them that we were in town. And they came in and they just said, "We take you wherever you want to go." And I'll just let Corey kind of
yeah.
fill that in.
I was just putting the soup broth on the stove and everything, and we got a knock at the door, and right as we came in, we shut the light off in the hallway because we weren't expecting anybody. So, I just opened the door because couldn't see through the people who it was, and I saw 2 Armenian wrestling jackets, and I just instinctively was like, oh, come in. One guy we'd actually recognized. We saw him in Yerevan coaching some of the cadet wrestlers from some of the other towns. And then they came in, they're like, "We take you where you want." And they said, "We are family of Makitar Manoukian." And, we know who Makitar is. We've trained with him, and he's coached us up at NMU. And so we were like, well, that's cool. You'll take us wherever we want, but we don't know where we want to go. And they said that they'll take us, somewhere that has Armenian food that we haven't had yet. So that means like no kebabs, no some of the things that we have had, some of the Armenian pizza. And they took us to 2 places, and around 8 o'clock, 8:30 here, restaurants get really, really crowded. So they were kind of getting aggravated, and they're like, we come again and we'll take you to these other places at a different time to get some traditional Armenian dinner and desserts that are only in Armenia. And so then we ended up going to Tajar Pizza, which we'd been there. We actually were there our very first day here, but we got the pizza that was called American Pizza, and it was the farthest thing from American pizza that I've ever had.
White sauce. It tasted good, don't get us wrong, but it definitely
wasn't American. So tonight, we got a pizza called the European or Europe, and that pizza was actually pretty good.
Yeah, still white. It still had white sauce.
It had Bulgarian peppers.
Yeah, Bulgarian peppers. But I'm a much bigger fan of the red sauce. I will always say Chicago has the best pizza, hands down. But this pizza was very good.
It was definitely good. It actually had ham on it, which was kind of interesting because for us, that's the closest we've come to bacon since we've been here. And I know we keep bringing up bacon, but I mean, we love bacon, so
we can talk about all we want.
Yeah, we can talk about it all we want. So it was definitely an interesting night, and they kept saying, they want to come back and they want to hang out with us and they want to take us other places and get to know us and everything. And they're definitely nice people. One of them was a junior world champion a couple of years ago.
He's the current 74. I mean, he's been wrestling 74 kilos for Armenia post Olympics because Joe Falakian's been taking a little bit of time off. So he wrestled for Armenia at the World Cup, and right now he's sitting in the number 1 spot. And then when Arsen comes back, Arsen will take that spot back. But they're going to the European Championships. We're going to watch. So we may see him compete. Depends on if Arsen wants to wrestle or not. But yeah, it's really neat. We got pictures with him. He's been talking about getting us into some training centers in Yerevan. Train with him in some clubs down there. We tried to meet up with Artur Alexanyan. We've seen him at practices. Just kind of come in and stop by and say hello, and he goes and jumps rope for a little bit and does some band work, and then he leaves. He's been kind of on a down thing since the Olympics, kind of taking time off, recuperating himself. So we haven't been able to practice with him, haven't been able to take pictures with him or say hello, and he lives very close to Tarsier Pizza, and they were trying to get him to show up, but he was a little busy with some things. But it's funny because we were all set and ready to finish our soup for dinner, and they just kind of showed up. And it's funny because that's what's been happening lately. Whenever Agassi's relatives come over, they always come over like as we're eating or as we finished eating or just before, and they're always like, come, Ari, which is like, come here. And they're just like, well, let's go eat. So, of course, we oblige because it's good to say yes, and you don't really want to turn them down when they're very determined. Yeah. And they were just like, they took the soup off the stove and they said, come with us. So we went with them. It's so awesome. We don't really know these people, but it's kind of, we've talked about this with our parents, it's kind of a big deal that we're here because it's not very often that you get 2 lone, Greco-Roman American wrestlers to kind of come here and stay for as long as we are here. So Corey and I are kind of outside the norm, and it's huge, to have foreigners here for such a long time. So everyone's trying to meet us, get to know us and everything. So that was kind of our night. Just thought we'd fill you in. We wanted to do our little candy review, and then tell you about our interesting night. So thanks for watching as usual. Thanks for the support.
Yeah.
Until next time.